Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new playthrough. Today we're going to be starting Darkest Dungeon in what I'm calling a modded Mayhem playthrough. We're going to be playing on the hardest difficulty, and I have not played Darkest Dungeon for quite a long time. And last time I played it, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, and was like on the easiest difficulty, I think, or maybe darkest.
Run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So I'm going to kind of go through here and explain some things as we go, kind of explain like what the classes do and things like that, because I am using Cho's Heroes Rework, so like a lot of the classes are just going to be completely different from what you're going to be used to. And I call this modded Mayhem because we have, you know, new dungeons, new enemies, new events, new quirks, and like 40-ish new classes to play with, maybe even more than that. So it's definitely going to be very interesting and very fun. Exciting playthrough.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So the Highwayman, we can't activate it on this turn or this battle, but after this battle, he's going to be able to go twice in one turn.
How quickly the tide turns.
Okay, that's rude. Hit me with that fresh crit right off the bat there, huh? Please don't do it. Nice, good dodge, good dodge. Alright.
Give them no quarter.
Now I'm gonna do my darndest not to talk over the ancestor / narrator. Just because he's like one of the big reasons to even play the game, I feel like. It's like probably like 33% of the game. The reason to play the game is to hear the narrator's voice.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Okay, so there we go. He's starting to go first, or starting to go twice in one turn. I think you just have to use that skill to kind of get it started in this scenario. I don't know why. But I mean, even the mod description says like, hey, you shouldn't enable this mod until after you're past the old road. But I don't really read or listen, so I just went and enabled it already. And then we're gonna move him back for the second turn. So he gets to go twice, but of course that means that a lot of his stats are cut in half, like his damage I think is cut in half to compensate for that. Alright, Rain of Whips. Got a lot of bleed and a decent amount of stress damage coming out here. We need to get this guy down also. Don't do it. I know some people go for this guy first just to reduce the stress, but let's see if we can go for a stun. So that stun that the Crusader has is a flat 60%, no matter what their stun resist is and your stun buffs. It's always just going to be 60%. Or I guess always going to be a flat amount. I don't know if it's just going to be 60% or not. And if you ever need to see a tutorial that I kind of close, maybe before you can finish it, you can go ahead and pause the video. Alright, so he should be dead next turn. Hopefully he doesn't. Oh, he's stunned. Never mind. There we go.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Alright, we're going to keep adventuring. Let's go ahead and open this chest.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Nice, survival guide's awesome. Grab that, we'll head up. Cool, good stuff, good stuff. So, speaking of the mods, guys, there is going to be a link to the mod collection down below. Oh, so more HP, but more stress if Laudanum's not in his inventory. And Drunken Master, less accuracy but more dodge. It's kind of interesting. We can kind of offset that with just accuracy trinkets as we go.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. and you are bound to them. Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion. Trinkets and charms gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth. In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings. Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Okay, so got all those voice lines out the way. We're starting with a Vestal and a Plague Doctor, as always. You know, you always start with Reynold and Dismas. They always have the same quirks, which is Warrior of Light, God-fearing Kleptomaniac. And then he also grabbed Hardy, which is more HP, and Addicted, which we already went over. Dismas is always going to have Hard Noggin and Quick Reflexes plus Known Cheat. And then these two are random, and everyone else that we grab is going to be random quirks that they start with, and random skills enabled right off the bat, until we, of course, get more things unlocked. So we have our Vestal here. This is, the Vestal's name is Junia, I think. I think that's what it is. Darkest Dungeon Hero Canon names. Let me look this up real fast. Yeah, Junia. And she has Mace Bash, Hand of Light, which is a buff for herself that's for free. Makes it so she can't heal for the rest of the combat, basically, but does increase her damage and her accuracy. And then she has her heals. This is no longer an AoE heal. This is a free heal that you can use every other round or every 3 rounds. That heals a random target for 2 to 3. And then she has her big heal here that heals her target and herself. But when you use this heal, the next turn, it does 75% less healing. So it's more of like a combat healer instead of just healer, is what the Vestal is now. Plague Doctor is pretty much the same. Blights her a little bit more. Can activate a counterattack on anybody, plus buff their damage, accuracy, and crit. And this now shuffles and debuffs instead of stuns. She has Xenomania, so less stress versus tribal. We'll see that in mountain area. Quick Reflexes is more speed, more stress and accuracy, or more stress, less accuracy versus Bloodsuckers, and gets less stress healing from a Mambo. Loner is less stress healing received while camping, but she's careful, so she receives less crits. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good start here.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So we're going to activate Tricky Glory is what this party is called, because we're going to have her in the front using Mace Bash and kind of just helping out with some heals if she needs to. Dismiss will be in the 3rd slot. Probably not using Open Vein too much, but mostly just using Pistol Shot. And we'll have Paracelsus, which is the Plague Doctor name, in the back, and she'll just be tossing out Blights and maybe buffing Dismiss or Reynold or somebody. Alright, we're going to start here in our first quest. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Anyways, we're going to start in our first quest here. Of course, it is usually...
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
It is the usual first quest, so we already know what's going to be there. Gonna bring 2 shovels, 2 keys, just in case Reynold decides to snatch up some of our stuff, and the rest of the stuff is good to go. First expedition into the ruins of your ancestry. Be curious, be careful. So you notice that there's going to be a lot of new loading screens, a lot of new dungeon backgrounds, stuff like that. Anyways, I kind of was starting to go over this back in the Hamlet and kind of got distracted. Like I said, there will be a link to the mod collection down below. I've split it into 2 parts. First part is just kind of like the base game changes.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
So like new dungeons, new quirks, things like that. And the second part will be the new classes and stuff like that, just in case you guys don't want, you don't want to play with the modded classes, but you want to see the new content that I've added into here. That includes the It's not going to include the hero reworks. I'll put the hero rework at the top of the modded. Oh, I'm sorry, Ancestor. I'll put the hero rework at the top of the modded, or the class collection. Nice job, Reynold.
Cleansed from our lands.
And that way,
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
you know, again, if you guys just want to do like more content and a little bit different of a vanilla playthrough, you can do it that way. Okay, hit up, hit me up with a buff here on Dismas. Nice, good job, Dismas. Love to see that. Graveyard slash in our poor Vestal. Nice dodge, Reynold. You don't need that stress.
Be gone, fiend.
Hit him with that heavy crit. Alright, so Hand of Light will buff her damage up. And then she just brings down the mace. Not bad, not bad. Again with the dodges, he just does not care about her. Maybe I should have blighted this guy. Oh well, doesn't really matter.
Give them no quarter.
He should still be dead this turn. Oh yeah, definitely.
As the enemy crumbles.
We get Watchman's Secret.
Trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
So this is from Cultist Simulator, which is a mod. It's a mod I haven't really played with before. I know you can collect these things and at some point upgrade them, with the end game, with the end goal being upgrading them into some type of trinket. Let's keep that torch going. Nice surprise there. Oh, I didn't equip my trinket that I got in the old road. It's my bad. Alright, Dismas, you know, everyone misses a couple times. I like that we don't have to worry about healing, so we can just kind of do some damage. This guy is dead. Perfect. And stun this guy. Beautiful. Oh, she finally hit him with that stress, huh?
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Here comes that Eldritch push. That's okay. Doesn't really mess things up too much. I think Dismas won't be able to attack, but hopefully we won't need him to attack. Nice, resist that bleed. Perfect. Alright, you're dead. And you're dead.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Bop.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And a big thing that I added in here that's going to kind of change the way we do a lot of these quests is added a mod called Longer Quests but Shorter Objectives. So it seems a little weird in this quest, but it should only be this quest that it seems weird in, where, you know, this is earlier than we should normally have finished this quest. Obviously, we only had to explore 50% of rooms instead of 90%. But from here on out, most of the quest maps should be like much bigger, and so it's all about
The way is lit. The path is clear. We
planning
require
ahead,
only the strength to follow it.
like where you want to go, and less about like exploring literally every single room. Nice. All these traps.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
You know, I came here for like a specific reason, but I feel like it might not have been worth it.
How quickly the tide turns.
Okay, it was definitely not worth it. That's not enough to kill him. You gotta toss out a heal there. And I was kind of thinking about like if I wanted to put the skins I'm using in a collection or not, and I feel like I'm not going to. A lot of the skins that I'm using and a lot of the skin packs that I'm using, I've had to customize a bit because they had some, you know, not appropriate content in it. And so it's kind of weird for me to be like, all right, you guys can, you know, can download this, and it'll be just like my playthrough when I've had to remove a lot of skins and, you know, not use some skins because of that. Nice, good dodge. That would have really hurt. Come on, Reynold, what are you doing? Come on, Dismas, what are you doing? There we go. We probably could have stalled a bit with Junia, or we probably could have stalled a bit so that Junia could heal, but I think it's okay. We can just do some food healing here. And one person can heal and get stress heal. I'm thinking Junia, because we're gonna need her in the next quest probably, because I don't think we're gonna get another healer. The chances of getting another healer are, you know, very low. We'll head back up, and I do want to go and, you know, get our last chest as well. But yeah, so, you know, if you guys see a skin that you like,
the light, the promise of safety.
you can always ask me where I got it from, and I will gladly oblige. And you know, talking about some other stuff, like I kind of talked about near the end of the video, where like you guys can,
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
you know, you guys can offer me some names for classes and stuff that you want in the game. That's not a bad shuffle. But so for that, you know, if you wanted a certain skin, you could maybe either link it or just tell me the name of the skin that you want your character to wear for the most part. And I can go ahead and get that set up. I'll either see if I have the skin already, or I'll just download the skin so I can get you guys into the game. This actually is not bad because we can start using this free heal.
The will to fight falters.
Perfect. Dismas, you have so much dodge. Why don't you start dodging things? We go ahead and stun this guy. Nice. We just don't need him being a thorn in my side right now. Should be 8 damage, so he's dead. You're only 4 damage, so you're not going to be quite dead yet. Oh yeah, spread that damage around. I like that.
Their formation is
Nice.
broken. Maintain the offensive.
Yeah, see, that only healed for 2 instead of, what, 5? 4 or 5? But that's all she could do in that position.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Hate to see that. Come on, Dismas, why are you doing that minimum roll for damage? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Oh, no. Whew. Please heal. Thank you. All right, Reynold. Show him the books. Good job. All right, we're done. We are safe.
Devastating
Perfect
blow.
crit to finish him off.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And we'll hit this up, get some heirlooms, and we will bounce. Alright, perfect beginning quest here. We got a Hellstone. That's kind of nice. He's anxious, so more stress if his stress is above 50. Probably let him just kind of sit out for a couple quests.
I see something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
All right, and so let me just go ahead and say I'm sorry for all the people that are new to this game that haven't watched this game before. This is not like a, hey, let me go through every small little thing and explain the game bit by bit. I thought about doing that, but I figured if people are watching a modded Darkest Dungeon series, they're probably already have seen the series before, right? So, or seen the game before. So I figured might as well just cut out all that tutorial stuff and just get right into the nitty gritty.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful. Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Alright, anyways, I think that's going to be it for this episode. It's going to be a shorter episode just for right now, just because it's just a basic, let's do the tutorial mission and then see where we go.
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
I will go over our new people we got, though. We have Al-Hazred, our occultist, which is his canon name. He's tough, so he has more HP, and he's undying, so more death blow resistance if his stress is above 50. He is ascetic, though, so he can heal himself for less, and dipsomania, so he's intense craving for alcohol. Cultist, of course, vanilla class, can stun people, has that really weird heal that I hate with a passion that heals anywhere from 0 to 13 and puts a bleed on it. I think the chance for putting the bleed on is lower in the rework, but then you put a higher bleed on them. This is a debuff, and of course we have Abyssal Artillery. He doesn't have his mark unlocked right now, or his stab, or his pull. We'll have the guild next week, so we can go ahead and get him set up there. We have a Thorn here. She has beast expertise, so plus speed and dodge when facing a beast. She's faithless, so she will not prey or flagellate in a town. And she's observed, so it feels like she's being watched. I think that has a chance of spawning additional enemies when you're in a dungeon with that trait, kind of like the Talon Brigade trait. So she has defensive stance and offensive stance. Yeah, I don't know, that's about it. She looks like she has I can't think of the word, so combos with marks. She can mark a target. This is more accuracy, and if she's in an offensive stance, more damage versus marked units. Wilt does more accuracy versus marked units and then puts a bleed on. And she can guard an ally, and her counterattack marks people when they hit. We have the Slayer, who is based off the Doom guy. Yokai Slayer, so he has more accuracy and crit versus Yokai. He is exhausted though, so he gets less dodge after the first round, which is fine because he's not really a dodge class. And he's a courtyard phobe, so more stress in the courtyard. This guy's pretty cool. He well, these skills are kind of bad. I guess we'll just be using him for rip and tear. Biting Blade is his normal melee attack. So he has his melee build where he's a frontliner that can kind of heal himself throughout combat and self-sustain that way. Or he could be a backline person where he uses a running gun and then reeling reload. And that's the kind of combo there. But he kind of just has a weird build right now where it's just not very good either way. And we have a Commandant. I don't know these three's names off the top of my head, so we're just going to worry about that later. He's inspired, so he gets more heals from a Crusader, I think is those skills. He's a Warren Adventurer, so he gets less stress in the Warrens, but he's a Clean Cutter, so he has less crit versus bleeding targets. And he has Imposter Syndrome, which gives him thoughts of inadequacy, which is really bad because it means that he has a 3% chance to skip his turn or something like that. But this guy is another guy that we actually have a lot of units that are good versus marks. So his basic attack actually marks targets and does decent damage. And if he kills a target with this skill, he heals stress for everybody else. He has Whiplash that can either pull an enemy forward if they're in the back, or push an enemy to the back if they're in the front. Stranglethorn breaks guard, breaks counterattack, and debuffs them with less dodge and less accuracy, and does a smaller amount of damage. And he has Rally the Troops, which will clear stuns away and buff targets with more damage and more speed. The only problem with this skill, from what I've found, it's not really a huge issue, but like, actually it's not an issue at all, but he's really fast, so he can use this at the start of the turn if your allies got stunned beforehand, and kind of clear the stun so you can keep going there. Very cool class. One of my favorite new classes I've tried so far. He has that perfect mix of like support and offense. So anyways, guys, that is, like I said, going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Like I was saying earlier though, if you have a class that you're interested in and you want to name based off of, you want to name a class, you can either do one of the classes that we already have, or you can do a class that is coming up in the near future, or like that's in the playthrough, either by looking at the mod list or just kind of guessing at what classes I have in here or something like that. You can put it in the comments below. And again, if you have like a skin that you want for that class also, or like a same color or something, let me know. Either put a link to the skin in your comment, or like just name the skin and name what color palette that you want of that skin, and I'll check and see if I have it, and if I don't have it, I'll see if I can get it in the playthrough. Anyways, guys, if you're enjoying this and you're excited about the future of this playthrough, maybe hit me with that like, leave a comment below as well, like I was just saying, and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.